Welcome to the Benzato podcast where we're calling a spade. Caitlin Clark, in this season by herself, has already drawn more TV viewership than the entire WNBA season from last year combined. Every single WNBA game that was on national TV, and folks, through my research, the WNBA includes NBA TV as national TV. From the CBS games, the Ion games, the ESPN games, the NBA TV games, every WNBA game that was on TV last year, Caitlin Clark, by her lonesome, has already drawn a larger number this year. Folks, I'm looking for the Indiana Fever Dallas Wings ratings from this past Sunday so I can come give you guys some updated information. However, all my sources, right, I guess I can say that, all my sources seem to not have any of the ratings from Sunday. The ratings from Sunday are released, but the NBA TV ratings from Caitlin Clark, Dallas Wings, they decided to hold on to it. Okay. That's okay, WNBA, you're allowed to. But as I'm looking for those ratings, I come across an interesting Reddit post that I think you guys will enjoy. The Indiana Fever have had more TV viewers so far this year than every WNBA game last year combined. My first thought was the same as yours. Ben, there is no effing way that this is actually true. This is just some random troll on Reddit that just said, hey, this is a clickbaity title for somebody to click into my profile. I don't really know how Reddit works, but I'm guessing, right? There's no way this is true. But I said, hey, if this is true, by the off chance this is true, boy, oh boy, will this make the rest of the league look bad. So I looked at it. Folks, if we take a look at the post, we'll see it comes with two specific hyperlinks, right? The first hyperlink gives you a website called sportsnot.com. WNBA TV reach historic mark, 18 games over a million viewers, last updated September 3rd. So, me not being the irresponsible gentleman I am, I refreshed the page, I found a new page, and we found a different article. The same type of article, but this time updated September 13th, as you can see right there. Same exact website that comes with the same exact information, and it gives us the most up-to-date recent ratings. As you can see, it has a September 6th number in there, and it has a September 11th number in there. Rest in peace, everybody who lost their lives on September 11th. Dark day in American history. Now, the other hyperlink brings us to a WNBA press release from last year. At the end of last year, WNBA 2023 delivers with record-breaking viewership and attendance and digital engagement. What is this record-breaking viewership, you guys might have asked? Well, last year, the WNBA, in that same press release, they said the 2023 WNBA regular season reached over 36 million total unique viewers across all national networks, the highest since 2008 and up 27% from 2022. Now, they were flexing last year. They felt good. 2023 All-Star Game, 955,000 peak viewers. Ooh. WNBA Draft from last year, 572,000 viewers, the most watched since 2004. Oh boy, 572,000. Whoa, what a magic number. What is this, the Magic School Bus? The magic number, Magic School Bus, Magic School Bus. So, I looked at the publishing from the Sportsnot website for all of the Indiana Fever up-to-date games. We got the 2.3 million games. Folks, we got 4 games eclipsing over 2 million. Caitlin Clark Kent. Shout out to Caitlin Clark Kent over there on Twitter. Salute to you. Caitlin Clark Kent. We got multiple 2 million view games. We have at least 10 1 million view games. And then on NBA TV, we haven't cracked that number yet, but man, was she close. 678, 652, 617. Caitlin Clark has been drawing incredible numbers this year for the WNBA. Now I said, you know what? Let me just add all these numbers together. All of these numbers together. Pay attention, folks. I'm going to break it down for you. After adding these numbers together, what was the number I came to? 36.8 million viewers. But Ben, the WNBA last year, 36 million. Fair point. Very fair point. But what did I tell you? The most recent game on that link I showed you was the September 11th game. The Aces Fever, Wednesday, September 11th. This doesn't include the September 13th game between the Aces and the Fever on Ion. Now, when we look at that game, 1.2 million viewers. Again, I'm no mathematician, but that brings me to 38 million. And if we even factor in, let's just lowball the Fever wing. Let's give them 500,000, right? 38 to 38.5 million viewers for Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark TV games alone. Caitlin Clark by herself has forced more people to sit down in the dining room, has forced more people to gather around the TV, sit in the living room. If you have a TV in your kitchen, sit in your kitchen and watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. Now, folks, the other numbers that the WNBA tried to pass off last year as, oh, this is impressive. Yeah, the 46,000 fans from last year, they might have found that impressive. But to people that actually watch sports, 955,000 viewers for an All-Star game doesn't move me. 572,000 viewers for a draft doesn't move me. But what does move me? What would make me say, damn, those numbers are pretty hot? Well, let's see. 3.44 million views for the All-Star game this year with Caitlin Clark taking part. That's at least 4x the number compared to last year. Caitlin Clark Kent. WNBA draft featuring Caitlin Clark. But what about Angel Reese? We'll get to that. WNBA draft featuring Caitlin Clark. 2.45 million viewers with a peak of 3.09. Depending on how you cut this slice of bread, anywhere from a 4 to a 5x increase for WNBA viewership, thanks to Caitlin Clark. Now the question is, how many games has the Indiana Fever taken part in this year, right? And how many games were nationally televised last year? All good questions. All good questions. So last year, during that same, the press release, right, prior to the season, they gave us a breakdown of where these games would be, how you would be able to watch them. CBS carried 40 games. How many on CBS TV? We'll get into that. Ion to air 44 games. Perfect. NBA TV to provide 43 games. Awesome. So we're already at around 87 nationally televised games, according to the WNBA, that are on TV last year. And then the question was, how many of these CBS games are going to be on CBS, right? How many of those CBS TV games, Paramount games, or CBS Sports Network games? So I did a little digging, right? I did a little digging, I did a little diving, and the number that I found was 4 weekend matchups, a 4-game package on CBS television network, right? So we have Ion, we have NBA TV, and we have 25 national broadcasts across ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. Folks, in case you guys aren't aware, that is well over 100 games televised for the WNBA last year. 87 +4, 91, plus 25 across ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. What did I say? 91 plus 25? Jesus, this is where my math really comes and lets me down. About 116 games for the WNBA on nationally televised TV last year. Coupled with, how many of Caitlin Clark games? How many times did Caitlin Clark play this year? Well, that's a good question. If we look at the midseason report, they kind of give it to us. In the top right of your screen, in very small font, you would see broadcast and 38 games, but I'll zoom that in for you. Broadcast, 38 games on national TV. This is what lets me know that the WNBA includes NBA TV as national TV. Because if we weren't to include that, then we're looking more at like 30 games for Caitlin Clark this year than the 38. Fair point? Fair point. Are you following me? You're following me. Great. So in Caitlin Clark's rookie season, in 38 games, she has amassed over 38 million views. The WNBA last year, in let's just say 115 games, only gave us a measly, pathetic, weak 36 million total unique viewers. Wow. That is embarrassing. That is Clarkonomics. Now, the All-Star game, 850, 955,000. We already went through this. The All-Star game this year, 3.44 million, right? They wanted to talk about the draft, 572,000. Well, the draft this year, 2.45 million. Now, what you noticed about all of these numbers is that there were some games missing, right? These aren't all, this is this season, folks. These aren't all the WNBA games from this year, right? That's right. So I'll just paint a full picture on Caitlin Clark games this year compared to Caitlin Clark games, compared to non-Caitlin Clark games this year, just so you guys can understand the difference in motion, I believe is the term the cool kids are using, right? The motion that Caitlin Clark has when it comes to sitting people down. These are all non-Caitlin Clark games from this year. We have the Minnesota Lynx versus Las Vegas Aces, NBA TV, 156,000. Embarrassing. We have the Chicago Sky versus the Atlanta Dream, 175,000. Embarrassing. We have the Las Vegas Aces versus the Dallas Wings on NBA TV, 200,000. Embarrassing. We have the Atlanta Dream versus the Phoenix Mercury. We have the Chicago Sky versus the Dallas Wings. Folks, this is opening night. First games of the season. Angel Reeves did a measly 101,000 views on NBA TV. And the excuse you guys gave me was, nobody knows NBA TV exists. Nobody knows NBA TV. Nobody knows what channel NBA TV is. But then as we get further along into the season, we start to realize that, wait, when Caitlin Clark plays, people seem to find what NBA TV is pretty easily. People seem to find out who plays on NBA TV, where they can find NBA TV. People seem to find that fairly easily. What else do they have? But Ben, you're only showing us NBA TV games. Fine. I'll show you an ESPN game. Dallas Wings playing on a Wednesday night. 420,000 views. Aces, Lynx. First game back from the WNBA Olympic All-Star break on ESPN. 510,000 views. Nothing too important. Nothing that makes you say, wow, that is impressive. No, nothing there. That kind of just further proves, imagine what the numbers looked like last year before I was here. Imagine how much they buried the trash ratings from last year before I was here. before Chicks was here, before Come On Now was here, before people brought a lens to the lack of viewership that the WNBA has had all season long. But this year's different. This year, Caitlin Clark is pocketing 38 million plus views in her pocket. While last year, the WNBA was flexing for 36 million across all national networks, every single team combined. Every single game combined, 36 million. Caitlin Clark games only this year, 38 million and more. If that doesn't kind of wake up the old fans as to, now I see why they put her on TV. She's the only one people want to see. She's the only one people will gather around for. I can't wait to see the viewership numbers increase as a total when we include all the games that followed her. All of the games that just Caitlin Clark fans were peeping in during the playoff race. Some of the Angel Reese fans were just peeping in. The Chicago Sky Las Vegas Aces game, I didn't include that. I only talked about the Indiana Fever games. And that is what people mean when they talk about Clarkonomics and the Caitlin Clark effect. That is what people mean when they talk about Caitlin Clark and the Clarkonomics effect. She is the real deal, Holyfield. Grab yourself a bowl of fresh oatmeal. That's Caitlin Clark. Now, the Indiana Fever play tonight against the Washington Mystics on Amazon Prime. Not a Nielsen-rated game, but the question is, are they going to rest their starters? The only thing I have to say when it comes to resting your starters, and I'm speaking as a fan, I was thinking about maybe getting tickets to this game. But as the internet started getting a hold and started digging their nails into some of my thoughts, I'm like, what if they do rest their starters? What if I only see 50 minutes of Caitlin Clark? Well, then I maybe wasted 150, 250 bucks, 300 plus if I factor in the drive down there. I don't want to pay 350 bucks to watch WNBA basketball. I want to pay 350 plus to watch Caitlin Clark. So for all the mothers, the fathers, the families, the aunts, the uncles who got tickets for their nieces, their nephews, their daughters, their sons, saying, hey, this is the only game we can make it to. Or this is the only game we can afford at this time. But we will try to see Caitlin Clark play. For all those people, I'm begging of you, please, let Caitlin Clark give the fans what they want. Right? Let Caitlin Clark give the fans what they paid for. They didn't come to see Indiana Fever versus Washington Mystics. I'm sorry. They came to watch Caitlin Clark. This is the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. I appreciate all the support. We are in the venue tonight. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.